Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Well, this time I'm going to do a haul video. It's just a dozen books. I happen to be in the area of one of the local comic shops for other reasons, and I thought I'd stop in, and I intentionally stayed away from all the new material because I didn't want to spend much money. And if I found a few things that I wanted to get, and I know I would have spent a lot more. So I just relegated myself to the dollar boxes. It's one of the few stores around here that still has dollar boxes. And most of the stuff isn't that old, but some of it is. So I got a dozen books here. And now this time I chose, well, a few things that I just thought I would be nice to read and to check out. But I primarily picked up stuff that I probably would not have gotten when they were new, and wouldn't necessarily be interested in getting now. But I thought it'd be something a little different to do just specifically for my channel. And so some of these will undoubtedly you'll be seeing in the next several weeks or months on here, and more in depth. Now, so we'll start off with this Wonder Man #2. This is from oh, it's a $1. I don't see the date, and I haven't broken into it, so I don't know what the date was. Probably around 1990, I would think. I remember this guest starring Avengers West Coast, and I remember when Wonder Man had regained some popularity and come back around in that time period, and I had read one or two issues then, and I was never a big fan of Wonder Man, but he was okay, and for some reason I just never liked this costume. But it doesn't matter. We'll see what it's got. Then I got actually two of them here. Two issues, issue 8 and 9 of the Doom Patrol from 1988. I had remember getting a couple of, reading one or two or three issues of Doom Patrol at this time period, and I don't remember anything about it. Here, the characters have a lot of different characters. It's considerably different from the original Doom Patrol, which I had read when they were reprinting the series in the 70s, and early 70s, and a little bit once in a great while since then. Sometimes I don't understand it at all, but I have not seen the Doom Patrol TV show, but I did see the Titans episode with the Doom Patrol, which acted as kind of a backdoor pilot for the Doom Patrol series, and I enjoyed that, and I think I would enjoy the TV series. But the most consistent part throughout all the iterations of the Doom Patrol is Robot Man. And I always liked Robot Man. I liked both versions of Robot Man that DC had, the one from the Golden Age, and which I've talked about before because he was with JSA, was it, and or All Star Squad, whatever, and this one is the orange one. So that's issues 8 and 9. Then we have issue 27 of Hawkman, part of Underworld Unleashed. Let's see. And that's from 1995. And I know nothing about this. I have gotten some other recent Hawkman stuff in recent weeks, and reading more of Hawkman. And I would have just passed this one up, except this is such a weird cover illustration. So I think I want to check that out and see what the scoop is. So take a look at that. Issue 27 of Hawkman, and we have the Tales of the New Teen Titans issue. It's miniseries 2 of 4. This one is starring Raven. Now they can be told the chilling secrets of Trigon's daughter, with a George Perez cover. And I don't know who's doing the interior art. I haven't broken into this one either. This is 60 cents, so it's got to be mid 80s, early to mid 80s, and I always kind of like Raven. I especially like the more recent, younger version of Raven, and she's one of my favorite characters on the Titans series. Then we have Sektar's Warriors of Symbion, and this, if I remember correctly, this is from 75. That would have been mid 70s, early to mid 70s. This I remember this series, and if I remember correctly, it was tied into some kind of toy licensing thing, and I don't know anything about them, but it'll be interesting to take a look. And Septars look like bugs. I don't know. Here we have Troll Lords number 5 from True Studios, and doesn't have a date. It's that $1.50 cover price, and I remember these, but I think I've read. I think Troll Lords has gone through a couple of different publishers, and I do remember reading like a short story or two. I'm not sure, and so I really know nothing about the Troll Lords, and I was just like, well, because it's unusual, but I liked this cover painting. So that's it. Anything on the back? Oh yeah, ho ho ho, 86. So there we go. Was that Ralph? Paul Frick. Huh. Then we have another series that I know absolutely nothing about, apparently from Crusade Comics, is Dogs of War, and except rather than here we have a bulldog, a cat, and a koala, all armed and bared for combat, and nice cover painting, but I know nothing about this. Looks like not funny animals, action and adventure title. We'll see. And here we have from Dark Horse Comics, Out of the Vortex number 6, which I know absolutely nothing about. I presume it was something kind of crossover event. I don't know, maybe a group. I know nothing about it, and I probably would have just bypassed it, but said this issue is Hero Zero, and I like Hero Zero, even though I've read very little of it. I did that Godzilla a few months ago with Hero Zero and Godzilla from Dark Horse Comics. And here we go. Another one I know absolutely nothing about. Wild Times from Wildstorm Studios, Wetworks. And this is just an interesting cover illustration. I know absolutely nothing about it. I've never read any of the Wetworks or any of the other Wildstorm stuff, so I don't know. And then here we have another one from Dark Horse Comics, Comics Greatest World. This is week 3. It was a $1 comic. I don't know what the scoop is. I like the cover illustration, but it looks like it's an Asian style fantasy / or sword and sorcery type story. So we will see. We will see when the time comes. And then we finish this dozen out. This wasn't a baker's dozen. This was just a regular dozen. This is Fleetway Quality. This was a British comic book. It's called Dare the Impossible. And this features, I did take a look in here to verify what I thought. And yes, indeed, it is indeed Dan Dare. And it's reprinting Dan Dare stories, pages. So it might be one story, might be part of one story. I don't know. I showed one not too long ago because I picked one up and I don't remember the title of it. It wasn't 2000 AD, one of the other British paper comics. And this was is reprint, and I like Dan Dare, the science fiction, and so we will definitely be seeing this either in this form or another book or two that I've got somewhere. But most likely this one, just so I don't have to dig out the others, because I like Dan Dare and his science fiction stories. So that's all I've got for you this time, with a little haul video. And I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you find something of interest to you. And if so, let me know. I might cover that one in more depth, which I plan to, at least some of them anyway. So I want to thank you for joining me. So please like, share, and subscribe. And do leave those comments down below. And remember, comics are art.